very helpful with us right now. And then the next slide shows some of our other curriculum and what we do. And at this time, I'd like to introduce Ranae. Ranae, she'll tell you her story, but she is now leading one of our groups. She's led a couple of our different groups, and she'll tell you about that.
Thank you, Deborah. The first time Hope Connection helped me was in 2014. I met Deborah by chance because I happened to be set up as a vendor next to her at a neighborhood event. As fate would have it, I was actually looking for a grief support group at that time to help me through the recent passing of my dad. Grief support is just one of the many ways that Hope Connection helps people, and I was grateful to have found it. I eventually healed my grief enough and went on to lead the grief support group to help others through their losses. 5 years later, I found myself at the start of what the courts called a high conflict divorce. High conflict is a blanket statement, and it shows how apathetic our legal system can be to matters of domestic abuse. Hope Connection didn't hesitate to step in and become an integral part of the support system that I needed in order to get through it all. Sorry, I'm really nervous. I had a rough start in life. Born to an emotionally immature and unavailable, gambling-addicted mother, I was beaten, starved, and emotionally, verbally, mentally, and financially abused constantly. Our electricity frequently got cut off. My clothes were too small and never laundered. We rarely had food in the house. Rather than provide basic necessities, my mom gambled all the money that came her way, including the child support payments from my dad. We got evicted from every apartment we lived in because she wouldn't pay the rent. I was always the new girl in school and prey for bullies. I never defended myself because I didn't know it was an option, and I never told my mom because she was doing the same thing at home, hurting me and telling me how worthless I was. I thought it was normal and that I deserved it. My dad eventually got custody of me after several years and literally saved my life, but my mom's mistreatment of me never stopped, no matter how old I got. When I became an adult, I thought the past was the past. I was grown, so my childhood didn't matter anymore. What I came to realize during my recent divorce is that the past is never the past where child abuse and neglect are concerned. Those formative years where we learn what love is follow us into adulthood. My earliest introduction to love was that it was painful. I was an inherently bad person who didn't deserve love, and I had to try to earn it. I learned that I had to please others and be what they wanted me to be because I wasn't lovable just being myself. Those early internal messages set the stage for my future romantic relationships, and I ended up in one unhealthy relationship after another. They ranged from simply disagreeable to full-blown abusive. Though I didn't realize it, I thought they were love. The cycle of abuse is real, and it often starts in childhood. I have used the last few years to go back, examine my childhood experiences, and understand how they caused me to continue to endure mistreatment from others, even this far into adulthood. When a child who is still a child in age shows up with bruises, it's easy to acknowledge abuse. But what about the adult children like me, whose bruises are on the inside, but every bit as real as they were the days that they were inflicted, be it physically or emotionally? I've come a long way on my personal healing journey, and I'm passionate about helping others to do the same. I now lead Hope Connection's Adult Survivors of Child Abuse and Neglect group, where I hope to assist others in finding the support, validation, and strength that they need in order to heal themselves from their pasts and break the cycle of abuse for good. So thank you, Deborah and Hope Connection, for this opportunity. Thank you to all of you who support this exceptional cause. You may never meet in person those like me whose lives you impact by being here tonight, but we will never forget you or your generosity. So thank you.